Alright, yo, I'm gonna have a conversation with you guys about limiting belief systems, right? But in context of being an outlier in the world, being sort of different from everyone else, right? And in a good way, right? Not in a bad way by any means. But, when I'll talk to my friends or just people around, right? Just people anywhere really, and I'll ask them like, so what do you want to do or what do you want to be, right? And they'll say like, I want to be a cop, I want to be I don't know, an engineer, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, right? And then I say, I ask them, yeah, do you really want to do that? Do you really want to do that? Is that going to make you fulfilled, or are you just doing it for the money, right? And some people will say, I'm just doing it because that's what like I think I want to do, and it has good money, so why not, right? And they say I think that's what I want to do. They don't have that strong conviction saying like, yes, this is my mission, this is my calling, this is what I intuitively feel inside of me. They don't have that sense, right? That conviction. They just think, they kind of like, you know, they're not 100% confident that that's what they really want out of their life, to be a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, a cop, a psychologist, or whatever. And then, when I ask them, well, if you're just doing it for the money, that's not going to really. And, no, this is what I say to them. I say, what, if you could be anything, if you could do anything, what would it be for you? Right? And some people say, I want to be an artist. I'd want to make music. I'd want to travel. I want to do this. I want to do that. And then I say, like, okay, so why aren't you trying to do that? And then they'll give me, like, a bullshit excuse, like, oh, well, I'm not, anyone special, right? I'm not, I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm not LeBron James. I'm not, Tony Robbins. I'm not, these guys are gifted, right? These guys, they were just born that way, and their life circumstances enabled them to be great. And I'm just a regular guy. I'm just a regular person. Uh, you know, who am I to travel the world? Who am I to be successful? Who am I to be a uh, an outlier in the world? A person who changes the way things are. Who am I, right? And then then they go about their life doing something that's meaningless and that's devoid of purpose, meaning, and passion, right? And then they live their lives miserable because they really are just doing it to survive because everyone's told them it's a good thing to do. But here's the thing, people, when you tell them that it's possible to be to do great things, to do the to accomplish dreams, right? Every like mainstream person, everyone who's like sort of not awake, they're closed off, they're not really uh aware of the fucked upness of the world. They like don't even think it's like possible. It's crazy to me. They don't think it's possible to even like do something extraordinary, right? They think it's like, again, they just think these successful people are gifted, and to some degree they are, right? Like LeBron probably has a natural talent and inclination towards basketball. Of course, he's 6'9". He's got incredible speed. So obviously, his genetic makeup enables him to be a great basketball player. I'm not saying some people aren't gifted in that sense, but he obviously had to still work. I mean, he didn't just sit around and do nothing all day, right? He had to work. He had to be out there shooting baskets and everything, right? Practicing for hours and hours. But people are just so like closed-minded that they don't even know like what's possible for their life, and it's sad to me because everyone can be great, man. I mean, not everyone. Of course, there's a hierarchy, right? The only reason we call people great is because there's people who are not great. They wouldn't be great if, there wasn't people who were poor and unsuccessful, right? But the majority, like, the problem is that there's a very small percentage of highly influential and successful beings on the planet, right? They're there, of course, but I'd say at least 80% of people that live on the planet right now are not living up to their full potential, and they're just settling for mediocrity at the end of the day because they don't know, and it's like it just it really baffles me, and it saddens me that people don't like realize that they can express themselves and make a living and do great things that everyone talks about and that you see these Instagram models and influential people doing, right? It's just, again, obviously it's not going to be easy, right? People, but here's the thing, like, it's just such like a fantasy, and it's not a fucking fantasy, it's possible, right? But the thing with all these people is they don't have that sort of like vision. They don't have like the long term like landscape of what they're doing, so they just say fuck it. It's like think about it, it's easy to go to school. I mean, it's not easy, but all you have to do is just follow the conduct and you'll end up being a fucking doctor. You just got to do the fucking work. All you got to do is just go to school for 8 years and you're a doctor. Anybody can do that. I mean, no one. I mean, some people don't want to do it, but anyone can do it. You just show up and you do the work, and you do, you memorize the shit. You do the internships. I don't know all I don't know the little technicalities of what you have to do to become a doctor, but I'm sure it's follow these steps, do this, do that, right? But when when you go on the road of the road less traveled, you're not gonna. There's no step-by-step process. It's you creating your own like path, and I think that's what people are afraid of, right? Because there's a lot of security with a 9 to 5, with a career, right? But there's not a lot of security going your own way, starting an online business, doing traveling, writing a book, right? If you write, let's say you write a book, right? You don't know if that shit's gonna sell, right? Let's say you start a YouTube channel, you don't know if it's gonna grow, right? Or whatever, anything, right? But my advice to people who are closed-minded is just like, it's possible. You just like, again, I don't know who the fuck I am to say this. I'm not at the top or anything. I only have like 180 subs, but I'm working towards it, right? I've been doing this for 2 years now, almost 2 years, right? And I'm working towards it, right? My channel's growing. I'm growing as an individual, right? So, but the thing with me is I have a long-term landscape. So, I'm looking, 10 to 20 years down the road, maybe even 5, right? Not even that far off. But some people want it in just like a year or a month or, half a year or something like that. And it's not going to happen like that, And, people are just so close-minded. They don't open their mind to possibilities. They don't dive into different things. And it just leaves them with mediocrity and a shit life. And again, I'm just here to sort of shine a light on you guys who, are fed up with things, man, and want more out of yourself and want more out of everyone else too. See, here's the thing: it's not just about me, man, or about you. It's about everyone else. Like, as long as everyone else is suffering, you're still gonna feel a bit of suffering because we're all connected, right? So if we're tearing down nature, if we're if everyone's feeling like shit, you're gonna pick up on that energy, man. I'm telling you, when I'm at school or sometimes, or I'm at work or whatever, I can pick up if someone's near me for at least like 10 minutes. I start to feel like I don't necessarily like pick up on their thoughts or anything, but I start to embody what they're feeling and their vibration. So I know that a lot of people are not doing well. And they say they're good, right? But are they really, right? So, some people, you'll ask them how they are, right? You'll say, how's your day? How are you doing? Are you good? And they'll be like, yeah, I'm good, right? But I can look at people and tell me, and I can see that they're lying, right? People they don't know how, like, the possibility of how they could feel, right? Think about when you were a child. This video is getting long, but just stay with me. I'm all over the place. But picture when you were a child, right? You felt great. You were just ecstatic about life every day. You didn't need anything, right? You were outside playing with friends, jumping around, skipping, you know, riding bikes, playing sports and everything. You were just like, you didn't need, a lot of food. You weren't attached to social media or any of this shit, right? You didn't have all these ideas running around in your head, fucking keeping you down. You were more of who you met, like who we are, right? You were more of the pure potential possibility of God, right? In a sense. So I look back at my childhood, right? When I was, whatever, 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old. And I see that, right now I'm not ecstatic as I used to be, right? I'm not as happy as I used to be. I'm not what I used to be. So my goal, and I think everyone's goal should be to sort of become a child again. Like when you were a child, man, oh my God. Like like me picturing it can't describe or even like come close to what it actually felt like to be a kid. No amount of thoughts or pictures will, but you can get a little bit of a sense if you just picture it vividly, and that's my goal, because you can feel good. People are just, they're so when we grow up, we just think that how we feel in our job and in our shitty society is how we're going to feel for life. So when we feel little, positive emotions here and there, we say we're good. We say we're feeling great. But do you really know what feeling great is? Do you really know? Do you fucking really know what it feels like to be like ecstatic and in ecstasy and pure, like, oh my God, like I love life, right? I haven't experienced that since I was 6 years old, 7, 8 years old, right? It's been a while. But I still have a little glimpse of what it was like. And that's what I'm striving to do. I'm trying to create heaven for myself and try to help you guys to do it too. So, again, this was like, I don't even know what the fuck the title of this video is going to be. But I'm just going to say, like, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to inspire you guys to know that wherever you are right now, like me, I'm feeling like okay, right? I'm good. I'm not, depressed or anything. Today is, a better day, but I know it could be better. So again, we got to continue to work on ourselves, right? We got to continue to do the right things. We got to continue to share our message, and continue to evolve, right? But, I just think it's so disheartening that many people don't realize this. So that's the message of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell to the right so you get notified when I upload. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, video recommendations, leave them down below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And as always, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.